Hi, this tutorial is going to show you how to use a student interactive called Notetaker from RWT. I'm going to show you how to assign this to your students, how the students can then use the Notetaker to take notes and then submit it in Google Classroom. What we have here on the right is the teacher view of Google Classroom, and on the left is a student view of Google Classroom. To start out, I'm going to go to the class that I'd like to choose and open that class up. Next, we're going to go to the plus, and we're going to create an assignment. Now I need to get the link for the interactive that we're going to be using, which happens to be on RWT. This is called Notetaker, and I will show you in just a minute how to use that with your students. But in the meantime, we're going to take this link and copy it, Control-C, go back to our assignment, write a title and a description, and then we're going to go right down here where we have our different various tools, and we're going to click the link and just Control-V, paste it, and add it. So now that link will be in our assignment. I can also at this time choose other classes from Google Classroom if I'd like to. I can also set a due date. I'm going to toggle it off for this assignment. And then I could save this as a draft if I wanted to and then assign it at a later date, but at this time I'm ready to assign this assignment. So my assignment has been posted. Now we'll go to the student view. So here's the student going into my class. The student will then see the assignment with the link right here that they can then click, will open in a new tab, and now they have the student interactive to use. They'll go ahead and click on Get Started, and the interactive is now opened up. The instructions are given right up here at the top, so we'll go in as a student. We'll give it a title, and then I have a choice here to pick what kind of outline I'd like, just bullet points, Roman numerals, or letter A. For this assignment, we're going to use the Roman numerals, and then click Next. Next, there is a tutorial that the students can follow. It's actually very helpful. I recommend that students take the tutorial. It only takes an extra couple minutes, and it will really show the students how to use all of the tools up above. I'm going to skip the tutorial for now. For the lesson that's been taught, the student's going to want to add some main sections. So when we click Add a Main Section, we can then type in our first big idea. Next, we can add another main section. Notice how it puts the Roman numerals in there for me. And we can add another main section. And then when I'm ready, I can go ahead and add a smaller section. If I click the Add button and click on the big idea that I want to add to, it will then give me a small section inside of the big idea in which I can add an idea here. I could go ahead and add another one just by simply clicking on Roman numeral 1. It will give me a subsection underneath the main section. And I can do the same thing again. If I wanted to add another subsection underneath one of these, I could simply click Add, click on the one I'm looking for. It'll give me a number 1, and I can type my idea here. You can see how my outline is starting to fill up pretty well. And I could go ahead and continue to add. I can also move things. So if I decide that I want to move B, I could say I'm going to move this one up. And then it could go up and I could switch them around. I can preview this outline. It will open it up in a new tab and give me all the information. This information I could then copy if I wanted to, Control-C, and paste it anywhere that I'd like to, in a Google Doc, for example. Another thing I can do when I'm all set is click the Finish button, and it will give me this Print Your Work. We will then simply copy the text, Control-C. We're then going to open up Google Drive, and in our Google Drive we're simply going to make a new Google Doc, and then I'll put my cursor down here and Control-V to paste it. I can also include my name, so it's easy for my teacher to know whose notes these are. From here, I'll be able to take this Notes on Archaeology and submit it in Google Classroom. So here I am in Google Classroom. I will open up the assignment. I will then go to the Add button, go to Google Drive. In my Drive, I will find the notes doc that I just made. I will click Add. It takes just a second for it to add it in, and then I can go ahead and turn that in. Now if we go back to the teacher side, I will soon see that one is done. I can click on that one that is done. I can go ahead and view the notes that that student took, check them out. I can even leave comments if I'd like to on this assignment. After I've made my comments and left some notes for the student, I can go back, give them an overall grade, and I can go ahead and return that to the student. I can even leave them a private comment if I'd like, but I left comments on the document itself. Now as a student, they'll be able to go back here view their overall score. They're able to go in and view their notes and see the comments that were left by the teacher by just simply clicking on the Comments tab, and then they'll see right over here where the teacher left them comments. One thing I like is if a student does decide to go back and resubmit an assignment, or if they have a late assignment, one thing that the student could do is leave the teacher a private comment. What this will do, if the student leaves a private comment, is send the teacher an email with a link in the email to the document that the student is now turning in. So, for example, if this student were turning this in late, they could say, I have completed the notes on archaeology. They could then post that private comment, and as I said, the teacher will then get an email that shows that they actually then have completed it. There will also be a note in private comments. But what I like is that the teacher gets an actual email. I'll show you that email here real quick. We use Outlook for our email in our district. If you're using Gmail, it would show up the same. See how it has the student saying they left a private note. Here's the note they wrote, and here's the link directly to that assignment. And I love using that so that if a student does turn in something late, I can at least go and view it, and I'll get an email that lets me know. All right, I hope that this tutorial was helpful. I hope that looking at this teacher and student view is also helpful for you to see what things look like on both ends. Hopefully you'll have a chance to use the Read, Write, Think Note Taker with your class.